Well, on today's video, I got some Transx here. We got a transmission front seal leak. Now I offer this in high mileage and stuff, but I always use just regular old Transx. It works great, and I used it to fix several transmissions, and we're gonna try to fix this Jeep today. So I hope you enjoy this video. You new, get subscribed. If you're not new and you're a returning subscriber, appreciate you taking time out of your day watching some of my videos. And let's get started. So the front seal only leaks on this transmission when you're pointing downhill, and you can see just a little drip. See it on the concrete right there, just a tiny little drip. It's coming from the upper front of the bell housing of the transmission and dripping down. It's a light, small leak. It was a little bit heavier earlier, but the transmission level on fluid is a little bit low, so it's not going to leak as much. But the Transx will renew the seals. Actually, it kind of foils the seals, so if you can replace the seal, I recommend replacing it. This is a last ditch effort. We don't want to pull the transmission out of this. Ain't got time. We're just going to throw some Transx in it and give you a demonstration video and see if it helps that seal out after driving it a little bit. So, backing up the driveway, my driveway is pretty steep. You can see we got a trail of transferred right here. Yeah, we definitely going to try to fix that today without replacing the seal. So when you pick up the bottle of Transx, and I apologize for the dog barking, he's upset today. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background that you don't see. So just try not to mind the little puppy. Everybody got dogs, and mine just loves to bark. This is Transx. You want to read your instructions, but this is how I use it. I usually drain or wait till my transmission is a quart low on trans fluid, then I add the whole thing to it. This adds supposed to be one container to pretty much 10 quarts or so. It'll tell you on the back here. You can open this up. It says open. See, tons more instructions on the back. Before adding your Transx, you want to pretty much check your fluid level. Depending on your vehicle, or depend how you check it. This one calls for this being in neutral, so make sure you got it scotched and parked real good, or have somebody hold the brake and keep it in neutral. And you're supposed to check it warm, not cold. This is a Jeep, by the way. Yours could be different. There's many ways you can drain your fluid. You can actually wait till it gets about a quart low on transmission fluid, then add the Transx. Or you can buy the special tool. It goes down your dipstick hole. It acts like a plunger, and it will drain some out. It's a pretty cool tool. Pretty cheap on, you know, like eBay, but you might can rent one from a parts store and stuff. It's just a suction tool. They probably plenty of do-it-yourself ways of getting transmission fluid out from that dipstick. Another way you can do it, I do not recommend this, but I will tell you, you got lines to your radiator for your automatic transmission fluid. You can crack those lines. It'll be messy. It'll go everywhere. Don't do it. Don't recommend it, but you know, it's an option. Also, you can drain your pan, and some transmissions will have a drain plug on the transmission to drain the transmission fluid out. If you're that person, you're very lucky to have that drain bolt, because this Jeep don't have one. It's just got a pan. To checking the fluid, the Jeep is about, I say, a half quart low. We're going to add a half quart to this and drive it some more, and then when it gets low again, put the rest of this in it, if it don't hold the whole quart. Now, it don't say this on the bottle, but I always shake this up because you know it's got additives and stuff in it, and you want them mixed really good. Spill a little. It happens. Oops. So we are test driving the Jeep. We got Shane test driving it. The Jeep has been on the channel for many of the years. This is the very Cherokee that you might have seen in the past. So the reason you want to test drive is to let the Transx to get in off, weld the seals, do its job, undunk everything, clean everything up. Now, if your transmission is so bad, I understand you might not can test drive it. You want to just let it idle and give for 30 to 40 minutes. And then if it starts acting normal, then test drive it. And in our case, we couldn't add all the Transx. We only could add half a quart. We're going to dry this and see if the front seal quits leaking. If it does not completely quit leaking, we just add the rest of the trans seal, and eventually it should stop, unless your seal is torn and so wore out that it can't fix it. But most of the time, I have used this stuff before. It works magic, especially if you don't want to pull your transmission. But I highly recommend, if you can replace your seal, do not stick this stuff in there, because not only, if you watch my transmission rebuild videos of some of the transmissions I have used it in, it foils the front seals, makes them seal, and it will foil your seals inside your transmission and stuff. And when you go to rebuild it, you know, they trust the size, so it does work. But you know, I wouldn't use it unless it's a have-to case, and not everybody got the money to or the time to pull a front seal out, or you know, put a transmission in, or have a transmission overhauled. Especially when you can add this stuff and drive 100,000 more miles, you know, and then replace the vehicle. So we actually been driving the Jeep a few hours now. It's got nighttime on us. Actually, it's getting quite dark. It's still in the fall, so it gets dark quite early. Let's look under it, see if a leak has stopped any at all. And it looks good and dry from what I can see, but we'll back up a little and see if it leaves a trail. We can check with the headlights. So it's not dripping as bad as what we had. We are getting a drip here and there, if you can see. But you know, it's going to take a while for that seal to get that fluid on it and actually seal up. And they probably fluid still in the bell housing. And crawling under and inspecting everything, it seems we do got a front stump that's leaking a little, and we got a drip every now and again. It's not as bad as it was, so that's a good thing. It is working, and after we drive it a bit more, it should hopefully seal up over time, and we won't have to replace that seal. And too, this is a sealed off bell housing, so it could have some leftover fluid from what was leaking so bad before, and yeah, it's got to drain out. I'm sorry I'm having trouble holding everything under here. I got like a camera in one hand and a you know, a light in the other, and I'm on the ground. So as you can see, it's actually quite late out now. We test drove this. Now this will not work for all seals. Some seals are just so bad that you're not going to be able to stop the leak. But if you're having transmission issues, sometimes this can band-aid it. You can get, you know, couple thousand miles, maybe 100,000 miles out of it. I think this stuff work miracles. And you see on the Jeep here, it's still leaking just a little bit. It might completely stop over time, but this might be the, you know, the best it can do. You know, as I said, it might not stop the leak completely. Sometimes it does, but we're going to top this off with some more Transx once it gets low enough. Use the whole bottle in it, and maybe then the leak completely stop. And we don't have to pull a transmission to change that front seal. But I recommend fixing it if you have time, if you can afford it. Put a front seal into your vehicle. You know, do it the right way. These magic stuff, you know, sometimes does work, especially Transx, because it does foil the seals. It does get in and we new hardened seals. It does a lot of stuff for the transmission. But, you know, do you really want the transmission if it ain't giving you issues? You got to just add that up. It depends on you, but hopefully you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comment section below if you did. If you're new, drop a like, leave a comment, and smash that subscribe button. And if you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you taking the time of your day watching all of my videos. Hopefully you enjoyed. It's getting summertime, and you can actually get out and enjoy yourself and not freeze to death right now. So that's a good thing.